We need test tools because they significantly improve the efficiency of test activities by automating repetitive tasks, tasks that require considerable resources or cannot be executed manually. In addition to that, they ensure a more consistent and reliable testing and a higher level of defect reproducibility. So, test tools can be used to support test activities. And there is a variety of test tools, from tools that are used in testing directly to tools that can help to manage requirements, test cases, test procedures, etc., as well as tools that are used for analysis and evaluation, plus any other tool that assists in the process, for example, spreadsheets. Keep in mind that there are types of test tools that can be disruptive, which means that they may affect the actual outcome of the test. It is similar to the observer effect, which states that the mere observation of the phenomenon inevitably changes it. For example, the actual response times for an application may be different due to the extra instructions that are executed by a performance testing tool. This consequence is called the probe effect. There are a lot of ways one can categorize testing tools. They can be classified based on several criteria, such as purpose, pricing, licensing model, and technology used. According to the syllabus, we are going to classify them according to the activities that they support. Some tools support only one activity, and some can tackle different tasks. Tools from a single provider, especially those that have been designed to work together, may be offered as an integrated suite. Let's review the test tools classification. 1. Test management tools. Test management tools may apply to test activities over the entire software development lifecycle. Test management tools enhance test process efficiency by facilitating various types of management tasks. Let's look at them in more detail. Test execution management tools are used to create and run the testing library, check meta information, for example, version of the build under test, and configure execution, for example, choose the test suites for a run. They can also provide statistics. Example, Zephyr Enterprise. Software development lifecycle management tools help automate and manage various types of testing, such as unit, integration, and performance testing to ensure software quality. These tools support software engineering practices, continuous integration, in which developers' changes are immediately tested and reported when they're added to the mainline code base. Example, Jenkins. Requirements management tools provide software where you can work with requirements, for example, edit, read, comment, and get statistics on their scope. For example, how many requirements are ready or in progress. Example, Confluence. Defect management tools are similar to the requirements management tools, but they focus on defects. These tools allow you to raise defects, check progress, and get some statistics. Example, Jira. The purpose of configuration management tools is to establish and maintain the integrity of the component or the system, the testware, and their relationships to one another through the project and product lifecycle. To properly support testing, configuration management may involve ensuring the following. All items of testware are uniquely identified, version-controlled, tracked for changes, related to each other, and related to versions of the test items so that traceability can be maintained throughout the test process. All identified documents and software items are referenced unambiguously in test documentation. Example, Puppet. Of course, test management tools demand additional effort when implementing, but it pays off because you get to reuse the scripts. Also, the reporting process becomes much simpler. Test management tools often need to interface with other tools or spreadsheets to produce useful information in a format that meets the needs of the organization. This is necessary to maintain the consistent requirement traceability or to link with the test object version information. 2. Static testing tools. Static testing tools support the tester in performing reviews and static analysis via benefiting the processes of code inspection. They are part of the Integrated Development Environment (IDE), checking for the incorrect syntax, unused code, and other problems. Example, SonarQube. 3. Test design and implementation tools. Test design and implementation tools aid in the creation of maintainable work products during the test design and implementation phases. They facilitate generation of test cases, test data, and test procedures. Examples of such tools include the model-based testing tools and the test data preparation tools. In some cases, tools that support test design and implementation may also support or provide their output directly into the tools that support test execution and logging. Examples: Pairwise tool, used to generate the pairwise test design. ChatGPT can help in generation of test scenarios and test cases. 4. Test execution and test coverage tools facilitate automated test execution and coverage measurement. Test execution tools execute test objects using automated test scripts. These types of tools often require significant effort in order to achieve significant benefits. Let's look at some practical scenarios of how automation is done here. Capture and replay. Capture and replay is an automated test approach in which inputs to a test object are recorded during manual testing to generate automated test scripts that can be executed later. It is relatively simple and works great for smaller tasks. A captured script becomes a linear representation with specific data and actions. This approach is often used for UI testing and is implemented as a part of regression testing strategy. Unfortunately, this approach is very change-sensitive, as every system alteration requires the recapture of actions in a new script. Example: QF test. Data-driven testing. Data-driven testing is a scripting technique that uses data files to contain the test data and expected results needed to execute the test scripts. This test approach separates the test inputs and expected results, usually into a spreadsheet, and uses a more generic test script that can read the inputs and execute the same test script with a different data. Example: testim. Keyword-driven testing is a scripting technique in which test scripts contain high-level keywords and supporting test files that contain low-level scripts that implement those keywords. So a generic script has keywords related to whatever application is under test. The keywords describe the sets of actions that need to be taken to execute specific steps in testing. Example: test complete. The aforementioned approaches require someone to have the expertise in the scripting language. But regardless of their knowledge and the scripting technique used, the expected results for each test need to be compared to actual results, either dynamically or post-execution. 5. Non-functional testing tools. Non-functional testing tools are essential in supporting non-functional testing activities that are difficult to be run manually. Various tools are available to assist in conducting non-functional tests effectively and efficiently. Some commonly used non-functional test tools include load testing tools, performance testing tools, stress testing tools, security testing tools, usability testing tools, compatibility testing tools, and others. Example: Apache JMeter. 6. DevOps tools. DevOps tools support the DevOps delivery pipeline, workflow tracking, automated build processes, and continuous delivery and continuous integration. Example: GitLab. 7. Collaboration tools. Collaboration tools support communication. These tools enable sharing of information, documents, and ideas, promoting efficient and effective collaboration. Some common types of collaboration tools include messaging and chat tools, file sharing tools, screen sharing tools, and so on. Example: Google Meet. 8. Tools supporting scalability and deployment standardization. These tools help organizations handle increased workloads, adapt to changing requirements, and maintain a high level of service availability. Examples: virtual machines, containerization tools, for example, Kubernetes. 9. Any other tool that assists in testing. You have to consider a number of things when selecting and integrating new test tools. Simply buying an application does not guarantee success, even with the most expensive ones. Each new test tool introduced into an organization will require effort to achieve real and lasting benefits. And what are the benefits? First of all, it's the reduction of repetitive manual work. Things like regression test execution, re-entering the same test data, comparing expected results with actual results, and checking against coding standards becomes faster. Test automation, or the conversion of test activities to automatic operation, provides greater consistency and repeatability while eliminating simple human error. This means that the tests are consistently derived from requirements, the test data is created in a systematic manner, and tests can be executed in the same order with the same frequency. Also, test automation gives more objective assessment via coverage at the same time, providing measures that are too complex for human to determine. It grants easier access to information about testing to support test management and test reporting through statistics, graphs, aggregated data about test progress, failure rates, and test execution. It reduces test execution times in order to provide fast defect detection, faster feedback, and time to market. Testers have more time to design new tests. And what are the risks? Performance expectations for the tool may be unrealistic. The advertised capabilities of the tool might be just a marketing ploy for you to buy it. In reality, it may lack the expected functionality, might run slower than expected, have a cumbersome interface, and be generally unstable. The time, cost, and effort for the initial introduction of a tool may be underestimated. The same applies to what is needed to achieve and maintain significant benefits. They say that when you get a time estimate from a developer or tester, you can multiply it by 3. Let's just hope that it's industry humor. There could be situations when using manual testing would be more applicable and time-saving. Or you could be relying on a tool too much while ignoring the need of human critical thinking. The tool vendor may go out of business, retire the tool, sell the tool to a different vendor, or provide a poor response for support, upgrades, and defect fixes. For example, Microsoft stopped supporting its coded UI test tool after acknowledging that it was inferior to open-source software. Companies that were using this tool had to migrate their tests to other apps. An open-source project may be suspended, or there may be no clear ownership of the tool, which won't yield timely updates. A new platform or technology may not be supported by the tool. For instance, cloud technologies are becoming increasingly popular these days, but unfortunately, some tools do not support them. This situation will demand additional resource investment to make them compatible. And lastly, a company may choose an unsuitable test tool that did not comply with the regulatory requirements and/or safety standards. Let's review the basic steps of tool selection and integration into a company. First, we start with the preparation steps. What do we have to think of when choosing a tool for your company? You start from looking at your organization, assessing its strengths and weaknesses. Then, you identify opportunities for an improved test process supported by a tool. You have to understand the technologies used by the test object because you have to select a tool that is compatible with them. If you are already using other tools, you have to ensure compatibility and integration. After that, you evaluate the tool against clear requirements and objective criteria. Then you review the vendor. How reliable is it? Does it provide training and support? How robust are its services? All of these contemplations ought to bring you to some cost-benefit estimation. As the final preparation step, the company should do a proof-of-concept evaluation to establish whether the tool performs effectively with the software under test and within the current infrastructure, or, if necessary, to identify the required changes to that infrastructure so the tool could be used more efficiently. Then, we move on to integration steps. Introducing the selected tool into an organization generally starts with a pilot project. It should help you gain in-depth knowledge about the tool and to understand its upsides and downsides. It will demonstrate how the tool fits with the existing processes and practices and determine what needs to be changed. This will also be the time for your company to decide on standard ways of using, managing, storing, and maintaining the tool and the test work products. Here, you settle on naming conventions, selecting coding standards, and creating libraries. Also, you should understand the metrics that you wish the tool to collect and report. And what's most important, you confirm your cost-benefit estimation. So, all the initial steps are taken, and we're about to introduce the tool to the rest of the company. But how do we ensure a successful deployment and ongoing support of tools within an organization? First of all, you ought to roll out the tool incrementally, making adjustments as you go along. Second, you define guidelines for the use of the tool, monitor the benefits, and create a way to gather practical information. Third, you should provide training and support for tool users. And fourth, you should gather useful information from the actual use of the tool and lessons learned from all the users. These are evaluation steps and steps of ongoing support. Tool selection and integration is a trial-and-error method. If done carelessly, it can cost your organization valuable time and resources, but if implemented thoroughly, it can bring forth benefits for current and future projects.